And now, coming to you live from Huntsville Attic Studios, it's Pop Culture Philosophers. And here are your hosts, Rockin, Robbie, Phillips, and John Hammertime Holshoe.
Hey, it's Pop Culture Philosophers coming to you always from the Huntsville Attic. I'm John Hammertime Holshoe. With me, as always, is my heterosexual life mate, Robbie Phillips.
Rockin' Robbie Phillips.
Rockin' Robbie Phillips.
Thank you for having me here in my own house, John.
Oh, we're from the Huntsville Attic. You're not supposed to spoil where that's at.
Oh, yeah, but nobody knows where I live.
Yeah, we didn't know where you live.
Nobody knows.
We got lost.
It's like the island on Lost, man. You can only get there at certain times, whatever.
We have to go back.
John, I'm really excited to be here in the Huntsville Attic tonight because we are here with the guys from Killing Time, the web series that you can find on YouTube. Woo! It's really cool. They got a 4th episode about to come out, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Therapy.
It's going to hit the streets.
It's going to hit the streets. With us tonight is one of the co-creators and stars of the show, Alex Humphrey.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Co-creator, director, and star of the show, Richard Werder.
Hey, thanks for having me too.
A director of the show, Kenny Hill.
Hello, hello.
And a cinematographer of the show, James Donahoe.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's me.
Yes. All right. So we thank you guys for being here.
Yep.
We'll be talking about Killing Time. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. We've posted it a few times on our Facebook.
Don't worry, no one's seen it.
Oh. People should. It's really good. It's really funny.
Thank you.
Who came up with the idea for the show?
That was Richard.
I did, yeah.
Tell me what was it about? I know you used to work at a comic shop.
Yes.
You and Alex were like working at the comic shop when I was like getting into comics again.
Yeah.
You guys were my comic book guys, so it's really cool. I really like the show, especially because of that.
Oh,
It's like
thanks.
nostalgic.
I didn't set out to make a show in a comic shop. The only reason the show is set in a comic shop is because we had access to a comic shop. If we had access to a shoe store, the show would be set in a shoe store.
Okay.
Because
Abandoned warehouse.
yes,
Yeah, wherever.
yeah, exactly.
You're right, because a lot of it doesn't. Guys don't
No.
talk about the comics
Because I realized early on that if every episode was going to be like a pop culture fest, you can't outdo Kevin Smith. That's it. He's got that He's got that market cornered. And I tried writing pop culture references, comic book references and whatever, and it was either derivative of Kevin Smith or it was just shit pointless. It was awful. So I was inspired by something Alex had told me. We were talking about the show Father Ted. Have you ever seen Father Ted?
I've seen it in passing through one of my ex-roommates' living rooms, coming home drunk from the bar.
It's genius. It's genius.
Okay.
It's about 3 priests who are so shitty at their jobs that they've been exiled to this horrible little island somewhere off the coast of Ireland. And the thing about the show that Alex pointed out to me was that even though it's a religious show and it's about 3 priests, the show is not about religion. It doesn't make fun of religion. Doesn't really have anything to do about religion. It's about 3 guys who suck at their jobs. He pointed out it's a workplace comedy.
They could work at an ice cream parlor.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't really change anything. And so I thought about that when I was trying to retool the show, and I thought, I don't have to make a comic book show per se. I can just do a workplace show about 2 guys who work in a comic shop. And then that's when I came up with kind of the concept of the show, which was just 2 guys just killing time. Just sitting around, don't really like their jobs. Their job's kind of a dead-end job. There's not really much going on. So basically every morning they get up, they go to work, and they sit there, and they try to figure out how the fuck to pass the time. And that's kind of where the idea came from.
Nice. Okay.
And as how Alex got into it was Kenny's idea, because I'd been wanting to do something. See, Kenny, and James, we met at Calhoun in the film department. Which, by the way, if anyone's listening, don't fucking go to Calhoun because it's a shitty film department, and they'll take your money and you'll waste your time. But anyway, while we
learned to do film.
While we were there, we would kind of do films on our own, and I missed that, and I wanted to kind of get back to that. So I was trying to come up with something original. So I'd written a shitty novel, which I then turned into a shitty script, and almost made into a shitty movie. But nothing ever came.
It wasn't shit.
It was shit. But nothing came of that. And then
Was
Kenny,
that
A great artist always
Puerto
thinks it's
Rican- I was
shit,
Puerto Rican
man.
educated.
Okay, yeah, I forgot.
John and
about
I
that.
think these things are awesome. That's why they suck.
And then I wanted to do something, and I thought, well, shit is so affordable now. You can get, you can shoot something on your cell phone and put it on the internet, whereas before you didn't have the access.
It's so much accessible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kenny said you should do something with Alex. You and Alex have a good chemistry. You guys are funny together. You should do something. And that's how I reached out to Alex. And I honestly wasn't sure Alex was going to do it because it's kind of a pain in the ass. It takes up your Saturday morning. You don't get paid.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, we get no
You're-
money for this.
Originally, your character was supposed to be a dick. And now
Yeah.
slowly, if you watch some of the early scenes, Richard is kind of a dick, but that goes away and it's
That's the strange thing. I think we've talked about this before. When we were ad-libbing, we sort of decided subconsciously that, I'm going to be the dumb guy, and you're going to be, I wonder if that's what I think of myself in real life. And you're the put upon.
Yeah.
You're struggling, and you're trying. Maybe that's how you feel subconsciously.
You know why?
about
No.
yourself.
In all honesty, because that first episode was really improvised a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm a shitty improviser. you had a character formed, and I was just there going, really? Yeah, that's crazy, Alex.
the whole job is to have shit come out of Richard's mouth that sets Alex up, and
Yeah.
then sit back and see what the fuck's going to come
Yeah,
out of his
Richard's
mouth.
the straight man, basically.
Yeah.
It's like Abbott and Costello in a way. I mean, and it works off perfectly, and that's why, like, Alex, you'll be on T-shirts.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I mean, like, it's absolutely hilarious.
Our original roles were almost reversed. I was going to be, when I'd written the show, I hadn't kind of had a real idea for what it was going to sound like yet. So I was the wacky, irresponsible guy, and Alex was going to be the straight man. And then when we did the first episode, we had a couple scenes with dialogue written, but then we had a lot of stuff where we just had an idea and we would improvise. And I was a really shitty improviser, by the way, which is why we now pretty much just write everything. Alex kind of fell into this default kind of irresponsible, kind of a dumb guy, but not dumb guy, smart, but not that smart. And I fell into the sort of, like you said, the straight guy, where I was just, Alex, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? How can you do that?
Yeah.
And then Alex would go off on a
That just
tangent.
naturally happened.
It just happened, yeah.
Yeah.
I want snacks. So I want. Yeah.
They work it up, like I guess Curb Your Enthusiasm with the show. It's kind of an outline. Richard, there's certain stuff Richard wants to get hit on, in the script. But overall, he just kind of comes in, and as long as it's in the general direction of the conversation that's written out, it doesn't really matter what they do.
And honestly, there's a reason why we stopped improvising, because that first episode was shit.
Was it an hour? It was an hour long.
It was half an hour long.
Oh,
We had
wow.
an hour. And
Oh, it's half an hour.
It was
Okay.
half an hour, and thanks to Kenny,
The
we trimmed it to like 10 minutes.
The episodes feel like they are imposed, which I think is kind of funny then. 'Cause they-
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
It's
we're
improvised more than Richard's letting on.
It's,
No, I write all the funny shit. God damn it!
but you do write, and we do learn it, and then we do rehearse and all that
Right,
kind of
and then
stuff.
we'll have takes where we kind of go off on a tangent, and then it just kind of comes together in editing. But then, like I was saying, that
that's
first
hard to
episode.
do.
Oh yeah.
The first episode was not good because, like I said, I'm not a real improviser.
Imagine if we went to that film festival with 30 minutes.
30 minutes. We edited it. I
No
showed
one
it,
thinks we're as funny as we do.
but
yeah,
we
the
showed
second
the first
episode.
episode to Kenny. And honestly, it's thanks to Kenny that the show is what it is now, because he looked at that, he saw the half-hour episode, and he called me up, and it was like someone had died. he goes, Richard. I go, what's up? I saw the show, and it was just quiet. I was expecting. I saw the show. It's fucking genius. It was quiet. I go, yeah. He goes, it's fucking awful. He goes, dude, it's terrible. He goes, it's shit. He goes, it's not. It's too long. There's jokes that don't land. What is this? And I was like, get the fuck, this show is hilarious. How dare you? And I called up James. Kenny said the show is shit. Can you believe that? It's fucking hilarious. I know. I think it's hilarious too. It is hilarious. And then
I was kind of sucking up.
And
at
I
the
went
time,
back
so
and
it
watched it, and I thought, Kenny's right. This is fucking terrible.
Maybe 9% of it is funny.
And Kenny said, you need to trim it down. I was like, what, to like 15? He goes, to like 10 minutes. He goes, make it like 10 minutes, like an Adult Swim show. And honestly, that made it better because we took all the funny that was stretched out over half an hour and we jammed it into 10 minutes.
Yeah.
More concise.
And we cut a lot of fat, a lot of shit.
I think I still have DVDs of those original cuts. And I think is I never watch them just because I can't make it through them. They're hard to make it through.
So you were talking about Kevin Smith earlier, and I would say you're probably the Dante to his Randall. So would you say
that makes
pretty
sense.
good.
Kevin's
That's pretty good.
probably Kevin's an influence then on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it when I watch the show. I like the show, and it definitely feels
honestly, Kevin
Clerks inspired.
When I direct that, I'm just kind of ripping off Kevin Smith. Like, it's comedy. You don't really got to overthink shots. Just get the funny shit.
You don't got to get fancy with it.
Right.
You just put them there and you let the
Kenny
actors
parks
do.
the camera, goes action. Cut. That was shit. Do it
Yeah.
again.
Kevin Smith's been ripping off Kevin Smith for years.
Right.
If I come up with some kind of shot that might look cool, then we'll try it. But overall, it's just.
Honestly,
Depending on what we can get
Kevin
away
Smith and Robert Rodriguez, huge influences because Kevin Smith, kind of like us, had access to a place that he could write a film around it. And that's what we did. We have access to a comic shop, so we're setting the show in the comic shop. And I looked at Robert Rodriguez. When Robert Rodriguez made Desperado, he said everything in the movie is in the movie because he could put it in there because he had access to it. He's like, I can get a school bus. I'll put a school bus in my movie. I got a tortoise. I'll put my tortoise in my movie. And so I thought, well, what do I have? I have a comic shop. Boom, we'll set it in the comic shop. That's, like I said, that's why it's set in the comic shop.
Alex, what are your comedic influences?
Oh God. I like a lot of Larry
You're a
David.
funny guy on the show, man.
I try to be.
He is funny.
because I'm reacting.
Dude, he's
No.
great, man.
You're way funnier than I am.
Who else? I think.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Richard. You were funny on the show too.
Oh, stop.
I mean, I'm not trying to. That's not what I'm trying to do here.
That's because we laugh throughout the whole show. So because we have chemistry together, we're kind of hanging out with each other all the time. So it's not really hard.
That is the funny thing. Oh God, I hate saying this because I feel like I'm blowing myself. When I watch my own show and I realize how brilliant I am. But when I watch our show, I see me and Alex. And I'm like, those two guys on that show, they genuinely like each other, even though at times they can't stand each other. Yeah. And that's that part comes from me and Alex, the genuinely liking each other.
You guys have
part.
been friends for a long
For a
time.
long time.
Wow.
God damn. Seriously, how long ago did we meet? You were still at Checkers.
94 is when I was. I got out of high school. I think I was in Checkers for 7 years, and I left Checkers.
You worked at a Checkers for 7 years.
on university. Checkers at university.
Okay.
I was so good.
How could you work at a fast food restaurant that long?
Because he was good
I got
at it.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
They loved you.
because nobody could understand. You're doing a really good job of cleaning the toilets, and yeah, it never occurred to me to do a bad job.
Alex, do you realize you can half-ass this job and still get paid the same?
You're like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I guess I am a little bit. I don't want to do a bad job.
It's loyalty. He's an idiot with a good work ethic, though.
There was one on Governors and University, and I was so good at cleaning. Another manager from the university when came to our Governor's stores, like, all the cigarette butts are picked up and the gum is picked up off the ground. Who's doing this? Like, oh, it's Alex. Can he? So they had me come in early and clean the university one.
You're Harvey Keitel in Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction. You're the cleaner.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We got to get Alex for this mess.
That's the exact opposite of your character in the show.
That's right.
Yes.
Taking money to buy snacks, and then I sell the
Which
price.
it is funny because Alex is the most responsible. When we would leave Comic Corner, when we would work there together, when we would close at night, Alex would sit there and rattle the doors to make sure they were locked. Get in the car.
You're just ready to fucking
And
go.
get back in and go outside, rattle the doors. I got to make sure it's locked. Once we drove away, he made a Yui, went back. I got to double check, man. Because honestly, it was on him. So, but I admired the responsibility of that.
So your influences, Alex.
Yeah, right.
So back to the original question.
So answer the question. Larry David's an influence.
Absolutely.
I think Steve Martin. freaking Bob Newhart. I like Bob Newhart. I can
Bob
watch that.
Newhart. Yeah.
It's funny. Who else am I thinking about? But that's about it. Because I like the action and reaction of those guys and the situations they put, the uncomfortable situations that Bob Newhart would get put into on his show, and it was just hilarious to me.
James, influences?
Oh,
Who gives a shit? He's not on camera.
He's not a talent.
You edit the show, correct?
We're
Just
the
to
faces that make the
clarify.
panties drop. Damn it.
yeah. I mean, in addition to shooting it, I edited it together, and I'm such a bad editor, but I try my best. My influence
Nobody disagreed with James. Nobody did.
Yeah,
None of you guys backed him up. It's like, no,
Why
man,
no,
you're
James?
really
You're
good.
awesome. Yeah.
James,
Nah, man, Richard's
James,
over my
you're-
shoulder the entire
you're
time. He
too-
knows that I'm
James,
really.
James, and I.
James, you are too self-deprecating.
Yeah.
we don't know how to handle
You've crossed the line from self-deprecating to self-loathing.
Yeah.
I hate myself and I suck,
I don't,
but I'm
I don't
glad I'm
edit
on
well.
the show.
I'll
and
probably be a bad lover. And
I know that
But I
I'm good
like
with the
Martin
camera. That much I know I'm
Scorsese
good.
films.
with.
I'm not
I
that
know I'm good
bright.
with one. So I know I'm good with the camera. Damn it. So,
You are good with
But,
the camera.
thank you.
You've come up with a lot of good ideas for shots.
yeah. I don't know. A lot of my influences and what have you. I mean, I like. I like a lot of beautifully shot movies, mostly Kubrick stuff, but I also know that I can't get away with a lot of that. So I just kind of like, how do I put this? I just kind of try to fake it as best I can. I know that sounds awful.
Fake it till you make it,
Fake
man.
it till you make it. Yes. Like when in the third episode, we had a shot where they're trying to dump a body in a dumpster, and.
Oh, that was the worst effect ever.
And what we did is we had the body on the floor or the ground. And
What
it
was,
really
in,
just-
what was
it
in there, by the way?
Two folding chairs.
Two folding chairs.
Oh,
wrapped in a
okay.
That's
blanket.
all we had.
I could not
And-
tell that those were folding
Yeah,
chairs.
I couldn't tell
Liar.
either.
The
You're a
illusion.
liar.
No, they're folding chairs. I didn't think it was a body, but it was a fucking folding chair.
And so
We probably could have gotten a body.
Yeah, but I came up with the thing of panning from that to all three of them, and then the
Yeah.
sunlight on Alex over here when he's making. What is it? You said something about a cloud looking like a bunny. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
that's
That-
actually
yeah.
a cool
Yeah.
shot, man.
That scene was mostly improvised, I remember.
Kenny, you mentioned a little bit about ripping off Kevin Smith. Any other influences on your work?
Three Stooges. I like
Oh,
physical
okay.
stuff, all the sound effects and the goofy stuff that you see on the show. I think some of it's pulled directly off of Stooge episodes.
Okay.
Some of the sound
Whoa,
effects
okay.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, they love a lot of slapstick.
There's a lot of that in there.
I had to hit
Kenny-
Richard once, and that was the most uncomfortable thing.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Kenny's the one who's pushing for the Stooge stuff. Kenny's always, we need more Stooge stuff. We got to have Stooge stuff. That's why the show is so physical, because of our love of Stooges. And the Young Ones also, which is an extremely physical. You've seen the Young Ones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know it's an extremely physical, kind of slapsticky beatings type show.
I think you've already talked about this a little bit, is some of the stories on the set or some stuff that was already cut that may make it into the show, but is there some stories you guys want to talk about? We'll start with...
No, next question.
We were told we would not be asked about that.
except for this one episode with the stuff that we put in it from the old ones, all that stuff's gone. And I don't think we'll plan on doing another story.
That was
Any of the stories that we did.
That was kind of the reason of this episode, was to burn off some funny stuff that we had, but we didn't have any context in which to put it.
Yeah.
We shot an entire episode where Steven Spielberg shows up and sues us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the place is called Close Encounters Comics,
Yeah.
and that's gone. It was a 30. It was a 30. In
Yeah,
fact, that was the two-parter.
Are we
I
going
don't-
to? No. The two-parter was the second one with Pizza Guy. Yeah.
Did we ever? I don't remember. Did we ever use the footage of me warming up my underwear in the?
Nope,
No,
we never
microwave?
did.
no, we'd recall
We
that.
never used the stuff of the Euro. Remember the Euro?
Stuff with the Euro.
We
I had
make a lot
boxer
of
shorts,
references.
and I would warm it up in the microwave, and I would put them on. And Richard, you could see Richard behind, off to the side, and he's like looking at me, shaking his head. Why are you warming them up? Because I like the feeling.
That's referenced in the first episode where I come in and I pour the salt into his drink. And I said, "Stop drying your goddamn underwear in the microwave."
Yeah.
At the stinger to that was going to be, I come in, and he's taking his underwear out of the microwave, but we never
Yeah, we never used that.
Yeah, and you know,
The first episode originally, before we cut it down, it had all like kind of like The Office, where they would do interviews about what was going on. Yeah, we had like these whole confessionals with them talking. Like Alex went off on this tirade about the weird sexual fetishes that he have. It's a beautiful
Which
scene,
that
but we had
made
to
it
cut
into
it
this
out because it didn't
episode.
make any sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did
That
make
was
it
in
into
episode 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
with some of it, not all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
because Alex has a lot of material.
Yeah.
a lot of sexual fetishes.
It was disturbing how just fluid that flew out of your mouth.
Like, so that was the ad-lib part.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
All that's completely ad-libbed.
Yeah, I'm not
He was
that
talking
way.
about being on scaffolds with midgets and having sex and
Some of the stuff you could not write. It just
dirty
had to be
bathrooms
on
and
the
truck
fly.
stops.
Alex, a comedic genius.
Yeah, it's all made up.
So you guys, so you guys have a lot of fun on set, it seems, right?
Oh, yeah.
And James, you got to play a couple characters. You're like the Walt Flanagan
Yeah,
of Killing Time.
yeah. Traditionally, I don't really like to.
It's because he's already there.
Yeah, it's because I'm there.
We
and I'm
need a
readily
Donnie.
accessible.
We need a Donnie.
But
We need a tax collector or whatever,
tax
the
collector.
internet guy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not a comedic genius or anything. I'm not even really that good an actor.
No,
so,
you're not.
Whoa,
Believe me,
man!
you're not.
Calm
He's
down, dude.
agreeing with me.
But you've been in movies, though. You were.
Hey, I was.
I'm not going to say it.
I was in some stuff.
Don't plug nobody, Alex.
I was in some
This
stuff.
is y'all's
and
shit,
I'm
man.
not great at it. So.
All right, then I
But,
want to know. Okay,
I'm
so
much better
you
behind the
play
scenes.
the bill collector,
Oh yeah, from the
and you get away
BCA.
with the bill because of the Hawaiian shirt.
The Hawaiian shirt.
Yes.
James happens to love, like in real life,
Real
Hawaiian
life, I'm
shirts.
a big fan of Hawaiian shirts.
I think that's where the joke came from originally at the very start.
Were you guys just like, we're gonna do this, and
We're gonna bust James's balls.
Nice,
Oh,
with
yeah.
this.
nice.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember how I came up with that, but I don't doubt that a small part of me was like, I'm gonna fuck with James a little bit. I'm gonna bust James' balls
As
a little
long
bit.
as these guys have known me, I've worn maybe a Hawaiian shirt like every day,
Every
of my
goddamn day of
life,
his life.
and it drives some of them crazy. I know.
I applaud your style,
Your wife,
bold
Christy,
fashion
Rich,
sense.
Your
Oh, yeah.
wife,
It's
your-
comfortable.
Christy absolutely hates my shirts, and she wishes she
Little
could
bit.
burn the entire thing down.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, but yeah, a lot. I mean, we make a lot of jokes on Hawaiian shirts, and I think that's mostly derived from the fact that I'm rubbing it in you guys' faces.
Yeah, it's very passive aggressive attacks on you, pretty much.
and
So you got-
Magnum and Magnum. Don't
Yeah.
forget Magnum.
You got the new episode. It's gonna be debuting at the. What
what's
festival is
Rocket
that?
Rocket City
Monkey?
Short Film
Yeah.
Festival at the Flying Monkey on October 16th.
And you guys won something last year, right?
Like an
Yeah, we
audience
won audience
something?
favorite.
Yeah,
Audience
Oh, nice.
favorite.
It's like the short
Favorite.
film kind of awards for us. The con.
It's the Nickelodeon Teens Choice Award. But still, that's something. I mean, I think that's
have
really
plaques.
Yeah.
So,
we all got
episode
plaques
4 is coming out. So you get episode 4. What is the future after that?
It's up to
Episode
Richard.
5, I guess.
Do you have ideas? Like,
That's how that goes.
do you plan on keeping this going?
We're gonna introduce. We found somebody who really likes the show and actually wants to help with the show and join the show. Tina, the girl who played the therapist.
Okay.
We're gonna write her in the show. She's gonna be a character who's gonna come. I think so far, unless something changes, she's gonna be a
recurring.
no. She's gonna be a business owner. She moves into a vacant spot in the strip mall that we're at.
Okay.
That's how she's gonna be introduced. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
John and I would also love to be on your show. We'll
Absolutely.
do it for free. We'll bring
you're
donuts.
gonna have to do it
Yeah,
for
you
free.
had to do it for
We'll bring donuts.
You're not doing it any other way.
You bring donuts.
We'll bring
huh?
donuts.
Thank
Donuts
you
are
and
good.
yes.
John obviously wants like no lines, but I think I could handle some lines.
Good.
Dude, no lines are the best because Donnie didn't have any lines.
Oh, that is
Less
true.
writing
That
for
is
me.
true. And that's a classic performance, James.
Am I getting hit with a hammer?
And speaking of which, Kenny plays Dimitri's cousin.
That's right.
Russian
He pretty
cousin.
much plays the
Old
entire
Bosnian
family.
lesson.
Russian
The
cousin.
entire family. Tell them about where you got the accent from.
When I used to live in Phoenix, and the guy that was the boss in my department, he was a Bosnian dude, and he had a really, really thick. I was there for 3 years, and it wasn't until right before I left that I got to where I could understand him all the time. His English was that bad and his accent was that thick. He would tell you jokes, but you couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. And he'd go, ha, ha, ha.
And you just laugh with him. You're like, what else am I going to do? This guy sounds scary.
He would always say he was going to kill us. I don't know if maybe in Bosnia, like, that's what, I'll fucking kill you, man. And it's but he would go, Zasen Bosa, ha, I kill you, kitty, yes?
Oh my god!
But he was
That's
cool as
awesome.
shit. He was cool as shit.
It's like scary and funny at the same time.
Well, we are the pop culture philosophers, so when we come back from this break, we'll be talking to these guys about some of their favorite pop culture. Ooh. And maybe we can have some philosophy in there. You know, Socrates these nuts, John. Got him. We'll be right back.
Hey, guess who doesn't have hepatitis C? This guy right here.
Be sure to check out Killing Time, the series, on YouTube. Here's the short clip.
What? Did he write on it? What's it say?
Best wishes, Tom Selleck.
I don't think that says Tom Selleck. I think
That's
it
exactly
says,
what it says.
No, I think it says Magnum. I don't think it says Magnum after all. I think it says Mangum. He misspelled Magnum. I think you bought a $2,000 fraud.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's
Yeah, we have a
not-
$2,000 Mangum PI shirt now, Alex. Thank you very much.
Maybe he's dyslexic.
Do you know what? You're gonna have to wear that shirt.
What?
Yes, you are going to have to wear that shirt. I'm going to get my $2,000 worth out of that shirt, and that means you're going to have to wear it every day until it falls apart.
Black people don't wear Hawaiian shirts. We've never worn Hawaiian shirts. We bring it up in the meetings every month.
Why can't you wear a Hawaiian
It's
shirt?
in the Black Constitution. I'm not allowed to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
You're
not
not
allowed to
allowed.
square dance. Not allowed to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pop Culture Philosophers. Tonight we got the gang from Killing Time, the web series on YouTube. Find them, their YouTube channel, Killing Time Series. Subscribe, watch the episodes, love it, like it, and something else with an L, I don't know. Anyway, we want to talk to you guys. You know, we're pop culture philosophers. We always talk about our favorite movies and music and TV shows and whatnot, so I want to get a little bit into that. That's how we get to know you guys. So we're going to start off with music. And I'm going to start with Richard. Richard, I want to know some of your favorite music. What is your favorite band, your favorite album, and your favorite song?
Favorite band? Oh God, it's a lazy answer almost. It's almost like the default answer, but the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Favorite band. However, other bands, I would Super Furry Animals. Are you familiar with being a
Yeah.
Britpop fan?
Yeah.
Blur, Super Furry Animals, Portishead, Nine Inch Nails. God, a ton of stuff, dude.
What about albums? Like you're on
Desert
the
Island.
cliche
Yeah.
Desert Island.
Desert
Yeah.
Island. White Album.
Nice.
Dummy.
good one.
From Portishead. Gotta have that.
Okay.
Paul's Boutique.
Oh, yeah.
Beastie
Beastie
Boys.
Boys. Yes.
My
favorite Beastie Boys album.
It's their Jackie Brown. It's their underrated masterpiece.
Yeah.
Brilliant album.
All right. Single song.
Jesus. That's really
I
narrowing
know,
it
right?
down.
I'm drilling it, man. This is what we do, man. This is how we live.
Oh God. Toss up.
And you can never go back and change this answer, so this is fucking concrete.
Toss
Well,
up.
yeah, we believe that favorites, they come and go, man. It's like of the moment. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite song right now?
I don't know. That's hard to
Okay.
say. I'm the shittiest.
The
guess.
national anthem, then. Anybody?
I'm the shittiest guess you're gonna have.
That's a jam.
I don't know, dude.
All
MC5. MC5 is another big group.
Oh, yeah.
Stole my answer now.
Iggy and the
Kick
Stooges.
out the jams,
Love the
man?
Stooges.
Kick out the jam.
Do you have a Sirius? And,
No.
Or if you were to get one,
John does. John has Sirius.
In the 5-0, yeah.
Little Steven's Underground Garage is the greatest rock and roll station on the face of the earth.
You know what channel
that's
that is?
my
You
aesthetic.
know what number that is?
I would pay for Sirius just for that one station.
Okay.
That one station.
You can probably get an illegal stream somewhere on the internet.
I think that shit's online anyway. yeah.
Nice.
That's my musical aesthetic. The way they describe it, and this is a perfect description of the station, it's music by bands that were influenced by the Ramones, music by bands that influenced the Ramones and the Ramones.
Currently, my favorite band is Blur. My favorite album is Kid A by Radiohead.
Oh, I forgot about Radiohead.
And my favorite song is Crazy by Seal.
Really?
Such a
Yeah.
fucking
That's your
random.
favorite song of
That's
all
one of
time?
the most important songs in the history of music, in my opinion.
Why is that?
Just-
It's a great song. Don't get me
video
wrong.
stuck in my
just
head.
pulled it out of
First
your
of all,
ass.
the video, I want that couch, right? That little circular
Short-haired chick
couch.
in the fishnet stockings. I love her.
I like pop music. I think it's a good pop song. And I
Yeah.
think the lyrics in that song, actually, I think
It's a
everybody
really-
needs to hear that.
It's a really morose, serious,
It's a very and like,
real world song.
in a world full of people, only someone to fly?
yeah.
Is that not crazy?
What's your favorite
I mean,
Radiohead
seriously,
song?
right? I mean, if you listen to the lyrics of that song, that's
Yeah.
a message everybody needs to feel in their heart.
Favorite Radiohead song?
My favorite Radiohead song?
Yes. I would say, for me personally, Just.
Okay.
Off of The Bends. Just. That's... And Planet Telex. That's an amazing song.
If I had to
Come
pick
on.
one, that's tough. I don't.
Yeah.
If you held a gun to my head, I'd say
It's
optimistic.
not so easy, is it?
I'd say optimistic if you held a gun to my head.
Optimistic's a great
Yeah.
song. That's a great song.
I like to drive listening to that song. Kenny, what's some of your favorite music, your band's albums, songs?
They pretty much Richard already covered a lot of bands like.
So you and Richard have a lot in common.
yeah. Well,
Music.
I grew up on hip hop. I grew up listening to hip hop.
All
That was
right,
my
what hip-hop
main-
do you like?
That was my a lot of East Coast, some West Coast, the G-Funk stuff, but Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
I'm a big Wu-Tang fan.
Like Cypress Hill?
yes.
Just
Oh,
an aside,
absolutely.
What was that game we played last time we hung out?
Flip it.
We played Flip It.
Yeah.
And we did the hip hop, the '90s. Kenny killed it. He knew more. He knew more than me. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to give you your official black person license. you passed the test. Because he knew more than me."
Yeah.
I like Outkast a lot.
Outkast, that's right. Yeah. On Stuck in the 90s, I talked about Outkast. I was like, they're one of the best bands of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what.
That every album was completely different than the album
Yeah.
that they recorded before.
And they
constantly
tried.
progressed.
And they said stuff.
Yeah.
But they were still how you would expect ATL to kind of be at times. But like, I don't. Whew.
They all,
Outkast, man. You got my fucking nuts boiling right now.
they offset each other really well because Big Boy
Yeah.
would talk about the gangster
Yeah,
shit.
Big Boy Street.
Yeah.
And Andre's way more abstract.
he's
you
a
got your
poet and stuff,
concrete,
yeah.
you got your abstract. I love that. It's the dualism of humanity right there. It really comes up together. What about individual song?
Well, I'll say Equimini might be my favorite hip hop album. Probably my favorite hip hop song would probably be Fourth Chamber from Liquid Swords.
Okay.
I think it was on the single with Shadowboxing.
I forgot about fucking Prince.
Prince.
I heard Purple Rain in junior high, and I lost my shit.
Purple
gospel.
I
Rain,
never heard.
Purple Rain.
It's gospel. It's a
Never
gospel
heard anything like that in my life. It was amazing. It was.
Alex, what about you music-wise?
Oh my God, I'm all over the place. I listen to rap. I listen to, but I remember the first thing I ever bought was System of a Down. It's the CD they had, because I don't have it now because
That was the first album you ever bought?
The first
That's
thing I
a
ever
long.
bought.
Whoa.
Sugar. It had spiders
It's like those.
on
It's
it.
like those Japanese soldiers that think the war's still going on, and he comes back and
I wasn't a music. I wasn't a
Your
music
first
guy.
album was like in 2001 or something? Is that what you're saying?
I was comic books. I was all about comic books and
Okay.
DVDs. Okay. So
You didn't even buy the Blade soundtrack?
No.
Because
didn't-
I
it
had the
wasn't-
Blade soundtrack, and I love the shit
That was
out of
not
that. Talk
what my
about
money
East
went to.
Coast.
My
That
money
one that's
always
in my
went to
car right now.
Comic book. I was all about comic book art. I think what else did I listen to? I loved Ice Cube because he was so frightening, and I couldn't believe the crazy stuff he would say. And I'm trying. I think I have the CD in my head. It's Ice Cube. He's in a morgue, and then there's an American flag dressed up.
Is that the Predator?
That might be Predator.
I think I know the one you're talking
And my
about.
favorite song is it's easily the nigga you love to hate. I love that
That's a great song.
because he's laughing at how much you hate him, and he's commenting on two black guys trying to outdance each other. That's some stupid crap. And he takes shots at Arsenio Hall. I think Arsenio even called him on it when he went on the show. He says, "Yep, I sure did, and I just love that attitude. Like, I do not care. Today, tomorrow, or ever, I don't care. And his voice, and he wasn't your dad telling you something. He was like your uncle that you were kind of afraid of, but you wanted to hang around with.
Or your big brother or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you listened to him because he had that intensity and that frightening, and he had that charisma that nobody else really had. Everybody was putting it on. Ice Cube was for real. He was serious. And
then he did Are We There Yet?
Yeah, exactly.
And Are We Done Yet?
I always joke
he turned into Sinbad.
I always joke that I'm old enough to remember when white people were scared of Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah.
And now
he's hated him.
Yeah, now he's doing family movies and shit. What was your first album, Robbie? First album you ever bought? Or first piece of music, tape, album,
the first
whatever,
tape
CD.
I ever had was probably Please Hammer Don't Hurt.
Well, hey, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
that
fine.
or Addams Family. Or Simpsons Sing the Blues.
There you go.
One of those two.
My first album was a WWF wrestling album.
Oh, nice.
I had a lot of the
WWF. How it should be.
It was the album that had the Honky Tonk Man song on it the first
Oh,
time.
nice.
And the Demolition song was on there.
Yeah.
What was all the rock versions of the WWE theme music? That's the one I had that too. It had rock versions of the WWE individual theme songs that they would come out to.
James, music-wise, I've never talked to you about music. I know you like Godzilla, but what music do you like?
Well, Godzilla is a very, very underrated artist. No,
the Godzilla album.
Yeah, my taste in music, I don't know. I feel like it's really generic, but it's stuff that I like. So, I'm really into, I'm really into Metallica, Beatles, Black Sabbath, Queen, a lot of Jimi Hendrix, Simon and Garfunkel, AC/DC, Blur, Queen. Did I say Queen twice? I think I did.
You really like
Queen deserves to be
really
like
like
Queen.
But my taste in music is all over the place. My favorite album, also the first one I ever bought, was Metallica's "Injustice for All."
Okay.
Did I say Injustice? I mean, and Justice for All. Sorry.
And Justice.
My favorite song is Jimi Hendrix, "All Along the Watchtower." Of course, I have like different favorite songs from like different people. I mean, when it comes like to the Beatles, my favorite is "Here Comes the Sun." With Black Sabbath, my favorite is "NIB," which I think, and this is widely debated, stands for Nativity in Black. And of course, with Queen, naturally, it's "Fat Bottom Girls," that kind of thing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Of
that you were into
course,
Queen.
of course.
Yeah, well,
He mentioned Queen twice.
I mentioned Queen twice.
James, I'm just going to say those are the safest answers I've ever had on this podcast.
Yeah.
They're all really good. But like,
You want me to
those
name
are
a
the
shitty band that I might
safest
like?
answers.
Let's see.
That's
see.
awesome.
Well, I mean, I can't
This is
say
not the podcast to be controversial.
Well, I mean, it's not. I can't say that I like Vanilla Ice or something crummy like that.
I love
because
Vanilla Ice. I met him. He was awesome.
Movies. I'm going to actually start with Alex this time. Oh. Movies. Favorite movies. Movies you
We were
love.
talking about this on the way here. Blade Runner. Whenever it's on, I
Great
have to
movie.
watch it. Because I want to say this. Rutger Hauer blew my mind. I watched a YouTube interview with him, and he came up with a different angle to watch the movie from. He said, "Hey, if you think
Upside
about
down.
it, Decker's actually the bad guy. What are these guys doing? The replicants are running away
Yeah, I see that.
to find God, to ask God for more life, not to steal space missiles to hold the world hostage." They broke out. They're actually runaway slaves, and Decker is killing them. Retiring, quote, and it says they're actually trying to survive. Think about that. If you did that now, it's like we're looking for God, so we can ask him, "Hey, can I have more life?" And then they meet God, and God says, "No."
Yeah.
No, the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long. Hey, isn't that clever? Ow, my eyes. My eyes, Roy. You're hugging my eyes with your thumbs really hard.
Isn't that another example of a movie that when it came out, it
didn't get respect.
didn't get the respect
It's because of E.T.
Really?
E.T. came out in
it was the
82.
same year.
E.T. hurt
And
the thing too.
It ruined the
John
thing.
Carpenter's
and-
The Thing.
and
Yeah, I
Blade
think
Runner.
it
right.
came out.
and
2
I
weeks
hated
after
E.T.
the thing.
E.T. was gross to me as a kid. I hated the movie.
I love the movie.
It's a worm with feet and eyes And it has a
But we
finger,
love Reese's Pieces because of that fucking.
It has a finger that lights up so it can hide, find you in the dark. And these
That is
stupid
scary
kids
if you
didn't
think about
kill
it.
it immediately. I would have killed this thing.
Yeah, you would have.
Keep it in my closet so it'll be safe. You're not safe, dummy.
Yeah, you're right though, man. Like a kid would be terrified.
It can
of that.
talk to you. It's talking. It's learning your language, and you freaking idiots. You're like,
I'm going to phone home,
Yeah,
and we're gonna come
exactly.
and fucking eat your
Its
ass.
stomach glows, and you're like, this is gross. Why do kids love this?
It's fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Seriously, I purposely held off from seeing that movie until a couple years ago because I didn't think I was ready to deal with that.
Oh, I
level
love that
of
movie
emotion.
growing up.
Blade Runner or E.T.?
E.T.
Okay.
I'm
so-
emotionally stunted. Shit makes me cry at the drop of a hat. And I can't take crying movies and shit.
I saw it as a kid, E.T. that is, and it scared the. It did scare when you were a kid. It's scary as shit. He rolls the ball and it comes back to him. I'm like, don't go fucking see what it is. Run,
Exactly.
run, fucking
yeah,
run.
You're right. You're
Go get a
exactly
fucking
right.
shotgun.
Dark Crystal, it's puppet murder. It's puppet murder from start to finish. It's the most violent. It's the human centipede of puppet movies. and everybody wanted to see it, and everybody liked it. And I remember being taken to that movie. I was like, this is the most upsetting thing I've ever seen. What are these creatures with they look like birds, and they're killing?
Oh, they look like newborn little freaky naked vultures. Yeah.
Yeah, this is horrible.
The Skeksis.
Richard, movies, favorite movies.
Oh, goddamn. Jaws, Blues Brothers, Raiders, Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, the Sergio Leone trilogy,
Okay.
Rear Window.
Ooh.
There was a film I saw a couple years ago called Fish Story. I don't know if you guys have ever seen or even heard of this. It's a Japanese film. It's too odd for me to really properly describe, but I just recommend you go check it out. Psycho. Love Psycho. Original Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, that's about
Some
it.
classics, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some classics.
Yeah.
Kenny, favorite movies.
Well, I'm a bit of a Tarantino whore. Pretty much like
Who's what? As you should be.
big Stanley Kubrick fan, but I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg and everything that they do. As
Did
far
you
as
watch
comedy
Ant-Man?
goes. No.
Okay, because I watched Ant-Man and I felt the absence of Edgar Wright, man.
I just want to also throw out fucking John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Come on. The Thing,
Richard, just
Escape from
because
New
you didn't
York.
think of it when you were called on doesn't mean you get
I'm
to.
going to interrupt everybody. I just want
No,
to say,
John
I'm going to
Carpenter,
let you
you're right.
finish. I just want to say, John Carpenter's the greatest director of all time.
And I like Ben Carson.
Oh no!
Oh, you need to be punched for that.
James, movies,
Oh, me.
favorite movies.
Let's see. What are my favorite?
Besides the Godzilla films, I know you're a Godzilla
well,
fanatic.
yeah.
2001 is my favorite movie. Now, I think there
Oh.
are movies that are more enjoyable than it, but I've probably seen that movie over 100 times, and I'm still always impressed by it. I look at it and go, I can't believe he made this in, like, 1968.
That's why people
It's-
think he faked the moon landing.
Yeah.
It's because of that movie.
it's-
If 2001's your favorite, how do you feel about 2010?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I don't mind it. I'm not one of those people that bitches about it. I thought it was a good science fiction movie.
What was your first Blu-ray, James? As well as name some favorite films.
I forgot what I was going to say. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Superman Part 1 only.
Today that we were recording this,
This is
Christopher Reeve's birthday.
Christopher Reeve's birthday, and
Yeah.
I'm really big on that. That's
He's
my
trying to
favorite.
pull at
the
her
Donner
heartstrings
cut?
there, right there.
The Donner
Donner
cut of
cut.
Superman 2 is
Yeah.
really good.
Okay.
But I'm talking about Superman
talking about
1.
Superman 1.
Just
Okay,
Part
I got
1. Part 1 is my favorite movie of all time. And
ending
I
still
know.
sucks.
I know. Hey, shut up. I get a lot of criticism for that, and a lot of people will come up with excuses of why I would like that. They're like,
Hey,
oh,
I
it's
like
'cause-
Superman Returns. I can't say shit.
I swear to God, to this day,
I
I,
like that
still
movie
cry
too.
when Lois dies.
Yeah, dude.
To this day, I'll still cry when Lois dies.
I'll
'Cause
just spin the
Christopher
earth
Reeve,
around.
He's
That's
so,
fine.
dude. He's so just torn apart.
Yeah,
by
he
her
is.
dying. It gets me every time.
That's
Yeah.
one of those more justified feral screams toward the sky.
yeah,
Because I'm like, dude, this woman who treated you like shit in your alter ego, but loves you for like the guy you are underneath, is dead in your arms, and you saved everybody in California, but you couldn't save this one lady.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
People
man.
forget that's pretty dark.
That's a dark
from
dude,
yeah, dude.
She
the-
dies being
we don't just
crushed
see-
by rocks.
We don't just see Krypton blow up. We see people falling through the cracks.
Yeah,
and
we
screaming.
see Lois get crushed.
She's suffocated.
Yeah,
she's
dude.
suffocated, and we're inside the car
Yeah,
with
she's
her while
the,
she's
the
suffocating.
sand is coming down, and she's fucking.
Oh,
Those
Pony
Superman
Lily-
movies fucked me up.
He
and
pulls
then
out her dead
he
body
fights
holds
himself
it.
in the junkyard in part 3?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
fucked me up too, man.
But, yeah.
Drunk Superman in that bar is the
They
most
killed
evil.
that astronaut in the beginning of 2.
Yeah,
They take
they
his
killed all
patch
those
off.
astronauts.
Those are dark ass movies.
Yeah, they really. People don't give them
From the
that
director
credit,
of The
but
Omen,
yeah,
who
really,
would think that?
Yeah, the director of The Omen had all of
I
Krypton
love the part
fall
where
into
they're
their
naming all the
fiery death,
crimes.
you know?
They're naming Zod's crimes, and they're naming the big one's crimes, and then they go to Ursa and they go, and the evil that you've done has even spread to the children of Krypton. And when I was watching that, I was like, what did she do to the children of Krypton? Oh my God!
We noticed you never see any.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But that movie is what inspired me to do what I do now. I mean, it's because when I was a kid, I really liked magic, and whenever I would study like magician tricks and stuff, I was like, "Oh, that's not magic anymore. It's boring. It's stupid. I don't like it." And when I first saw, I always liked movies, but when I first saw Superman, I was like, "That's magic." And then I found out how they did everything in there, and I was like, "That's still magic. That's what I want to do." And it was great. And the thing is, and this kind of put me on the path that I'm on now. But, enough about that. Other favorite movies that I have, naturally, I love Blade Runner, Alien, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, pretty everything by Stanley Kubrick. Not just anything by Stanley Kubrick, everything by Stanley Kubrick.
Even Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes, even Eyes Wide Shut. I have that on DVD, thank you.
It doesn't bother me.
But not on Blu-ray, you notice.
Granted, I have very few Blu-rays because I'm poor. But
Damn, James, have some fucking faith in yourself, man.
Seriously.
what?
I think we need to stage an intervention for James.
This is it, actually.
This is my
James, you're
intervention for
awesome.
self-confidence.
You're so money, you don't even know it.
I'm getting there, but Martin Scorsese stuff, James Cameron stuff, John Carpenter stuff. I can't
Ridley
even speak.
Scott, right? You got
Ridley
Yeah, he already
Scott
said a
is
bunch of
brilliant.
Ridley Scott films.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Favorite actors. I really like Bill Murray, Vincent D'Onofrio, Tom Hardy, Harrison Ford, Bruce Lee. I noticed nobody's mentioned any Bruce Lee movies, man. Enter the Dragon's brilliant. I'm sorry, but
I think there's only 2 of them.
all his Hong Kong stuff is great. Dude.
I would say that may be accurate.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If you like and share this podcast that you're hearing right now, you are going to get a DVD exclusive. That's right. We have a PCP DVD exclusive, never released on DVD before. The first 4 episodes of Killing Time, and a special present. If you like and share this podcast. And we'll be right back with our infamous top 5, everybody. So stay tuned.
Coming next week, it's the 4th annual Haunted Halloween Super Spooktacular Special with the return of Rockin with Rockin Robbie. Only on PopCulturePhilosophers.com.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Philosophers. We're talking about Killing Time, and right now James is going to give us a little more info. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Did you say blah, blah, blah?
That's a low blow, blah, blah, blah.
Scott Baio's so dreamy. He really is.
So we're talking about Killing Time. We're talking about the show Killing Time. And James, you have a little more info on the...
Oh, yeah. We're going to premiere. You're not going to see it online until after this day. We're going to premiere the 4th episode at the Rocket City Film Festival on October 16th. It starts at 7 o'clock. There's a whole bunch of talented people that are going to throw in their entries and everything. So just come, and it's fun, and laugh, and cry, and our episode will be in there somewhere, and you'll laugh at that. So
Please come out.
yeah, please come. We really, really, really want people to see this.
Say hi. I might make eye contact with you and not be awkward. I promise.
And it's at the Flying Monkey.
Yes,
Flying
oh,
Monkey.
I'm sorry. Yes, it's at
And
the
if you
Flying
see
Monkey.
him, tell him that Pop Culture Philosophers is where you heard about it.
Yeah.
Because if we want these funny ass guys back, they gotta feel like they need to be here.
Oh, we'll come back whenever you ask us.
We
got
want
nothing
all
going
6
on.
of you guys
We got nothing going
to
on.
fucking go and see this shit, please.
So the Flying Monkey, and here in Huntsville, Alabama,
Yep.
the Rocket City,
Yeah.
aka
The Rocket City.
aka the Big
The
Apple,
Rockin' City.
the Windy City,
Hunts
Little New
Vegas.
Orleans they call it.
It's one of those, I guess.
Top 5. Drum kit is the table. All kinds of table.
We were talking about
You throw it off.
the show killing time, and now we're gonna talk about our favorite ways to kill time.
Oh, that's clever.
Top 5
Who
ways
came
to
up
kill
with
time.
that?
I think it was Creamsicle,
It was. It was Creamsicle
the mascot
cat.
of the Huntsville Attic.
Creamsicle the cat.
We're gonna start off actually with Richard.
Ways to kill time.
Top 5.
Top 5. Eating's good.
Ooh, I didn't think of eating.
Eating out of boredom is awesome.
Actually, it is.
Can be unhealthy for some people.
Can I change
Yeah.
my top 5 right now? I haven't said it yet, so I guess I can.
Eating's. I'm a eater. I'm not one of those people that how people get depressed and they don't eat. I eat when I'm depressed. I eat when I'm happy.
Dude, me too.
I eat out of boredom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing something? Fuck, might as well eat.
Yes, absolutely. Pretty. Other than that, pretty boring answers. Read, watch TV, play a video game I've played 1,000 times already.
All right.
That's about it.
You got one more. What's your number 1?
Oh God, sleeping.
Sleeping. Nice. That's a really good one, man.
I'll kill about 8 hours with one good sleep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I wish I could kill 8.
James, top 5 ways to kill time.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I play. Let's see, top 5. 5, I play video games. 4, I like to research mythology and things like that. I like to watch old episodes of Mystery Science Theater.
Okay.
I like to look at old pictures that I've taken and stuff like that and see like how would I take this differently? How would I? And number one, this is so weird, but I dreamed up a sitcom based on things that happened in my life, and this would never get produced because I'm like, I don't know, it would just never get produced.
We will produce this shit, goddammit.
But
Well, wait, let him finish.
But anyway, that's
Let's hear it first. Come on.
No. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just saying that I came up with titles and characters
So you've
for
been
a sitcom based.
developing the sitcom.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
sort of, yeah. I mean, but that's just something that I do. Just whenever I'm thinking, or whenever I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking about nothing, I'm like, oh, okay, this happened today. So an episode called this, and whatever this is that happened today. So that's it.
Kenny, top 5 ways to kill time.
My life's pretty boring. So the things I do when I'm bored are pretty boring. I mean, I guess I just have to go with the safe type of. I mean, I like to play video games. I like to read. Watch movies. I guess it's isn't really killing time, but I've recently got back into collecting old G.I. Joes from when I was a kid.
Oh, that kills time, and
does
that's
kill.
awesome.
Yeah, especially the research.
eBay,
Yeah.
motherfucking eBay.
Oh, no kidding.
Robbie,
Well, before I get to me,
you son of a bitch.
we have a fan of the show. I said best answer gets on the podcast. David Gillespie. You guys know David Gillespie.
Son of a bitch.
He said,
God damn you, Gillespie.
he said, I don't believe in free time, spare time, or waste time, but I do like to go to punk rock shows and enjoy my time. Our buddy Tavian, who hosts the podcast Console Explosion, which is all about video games, so check it out, says that his favorite way to kill time is to relax to a game with a good story. Not just a game, but a game with a good story.
Oh, okay.
You know? And our friend, I think his name is Jason, runs the Facebook page, The Comic King. Shares a lot of our articles and videos, right? He said his favorite way to kill time is to read comics, visit comic shops, and research comic book history.
He really likes comics.
Yeah, I think he does. Well, he is The Comic King, so check him out on Facebook and like him. My top 5 favorite way to kill time. Number 5, YouTube.
YouTube.
I will get on. It doesn't matter. It's cooking, philosophy, mythology, comic books, just trailers, music videos. I will get on YouTube for hours, especially if I'm at home alone drinking.
Japanese
Wait,
Spider-Man.
so like movie
Yeah,
trail?
you could get
Yeah.
all
Japanese
the Japanese
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man with the fucking mecha and shit.
That's how we first saw Spaced. The Simon Pegg Show?
Yeah.
We saw on YouTube. We saw the first episode on YouTube because they talked about it on the commentary for Shaun of the Dead. And we were like, what is this space? What is this thing? Looked it up on YouTube, saw the first episode.
It's a great show.
It's an amazing
Simon
show.
Pegg, yeah.
Another influence.
They're young as shit too.
Number 4.
Yeah.
I had solely as sports.
Yeah.
Just watching sports. I'm a sports fan. I like baseball.
Yeah.
I love college football. I love like NFL. I'll watch the Olympics. I just love sports.
I'm a huge sports fan,
right?
too.
But then Richard inspired me. No, it's not just sports. It's sports and eating. Because right, you watch sports, you eat some chicken wings, some potato skins.
That's part of the deal.
Yeah, dude. So that's number 4. Number 3 is watching movies. We have a PCP movie night. We did the YouTube videos. I'm sure all you guys listening have watched those. And
If not, fucking watch them.
number 2, reading. Reading of any kind. Comic books, nonfiction, fiction, just anything to read. Articles, magazines. I just love reading.
Braille books.
But number 1, spending time with my lady. That's the safe number 1.
None of us have that. Andy.
Shut up. Shut up.
Romance hero.
So number 1 is Netflix and chill.
I also enjoy spending time with my wife. I'd like to point that out. Love spending time with my
Back it
wife.
up.
She's
my
awesome.
legal contract wife.
Seriously, if anything happens to me, that's why it was probably her.
John, what are your top 5 favorite ways to kill time?
Same thing. Movies, comics, video games. Love Zelda.
Zelda?
Any Zelda. Any Zelda.
He's especially old school Zelda, though.
Yeah.
I know that. for
Actually,
a
the new
fact.
ones, I thought, they get a bad rap. I actually enjoyed. I can't think of any of the new Zelda games.
Well,
What's the one
apparently you didn't like them too much.
Which one's the one on the, what's the Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess? Enjoyed those.
Oh yeah, and I really like Electric Boogaloo and The Final Dimension
Yes.
and Tokyo Drift. Timothy Dalton was in that one, I believe.
In Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, the Zelda Tokyo Drift.
The probably the same thing, films, same. I have the same.
What's your
fucking-
number 1?
Actually, lately,
If you say spending time with my wife, I'll break your legs.
Zing!
How are you?
I guess I don't have a number 1. Lately, I've been playing a lot of guitar, and it
Oh,
calms,
yeah.
it kind of calms me and centers me. I feel more relaxed.
Absolutely.
Alex,
Yeah.
top 5 ways to kill time.
Old TV shows. I also like to watch those old TV shows that got canceled. Maybe something got like 6 episodes or like 1 season, some kind of obscure thing. And I like
Really?
to,
See, those are the things that we just give up on because
Yeah.
we're like, well, we don't have time for that then.
I'm addicted to old photographs, old black and white photographs of
Murders, terrible murders.
there's this website that puts a list of like photographs of historical events that you haven't seen from a different vantage point. They
Cool.
showed it a bombing in
Lincoln's point of view when he's being shot.
in
Oh my God, John.
it's a bombing in England from a truck, and it destroyed.
Yeah.
And let's see what else.
That's kind of deep, Alex.
I just that's fascinating to me.
I was expecting a bunch of masturbation jokes.
Also, look at a lot of old lithograph engravings and stuff like that. Old art.
Oh yeah.
Guys from the 18th century, 19th, and they draw. It's wax, and they use the crayons to draw with, and I think that, and it's amazing. 10 times better, a million times better than what's coming out now from artists, but they didn't have the reference material, so these guys had to study.
Yeah, they didn't have the internet.
Yeah. Also like reading bad comic books, poorly produced comic
Alex
books.
likes all things bad.
If
There's shit out there, Alex will find it.
It's easy to hate on it, but I'm like, well, why is this horrible? What's wrong with these panels, and what's wrong with the drawings in it? And
You
I wanna
look at
learn
what's
from that.
wrong with bad art, and you learn more.
Alex, that's what because I asked you once. I said, "Why do you get all these awful comics?" He goes, "I learned what not to do."
Yeah,
Alex is actually a very talented artist, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
And drawing. That's my number 1.
Alex introduced us to The Room, so
That's the best movie ever.
And Fatal Deviation.
Fatal Deviation.
The greatest Irish kickboxing movie. Have you ever seen? You've never seen Fatal
No,
Deviation?
never.
I don't know what this is.
Why don't you boys
It's-
go play in the woods?
It looks like it was shot on some kind of like VHS tape. It doesn't look like it was film. Yeah, the guy's not a bad martial artist, but and there's a weird story subplot with a monk.
Yeah, there's
And the
something
monk
like
teaches
that.
he's a monk, but he teaches him
He's an Irish monk.
kung fu or something. You should see it.
Well, we had a lot of fun here tonight, John, did we not?
They had fun.
Be sure to
It's
like
all
and share
relative.
this podcast because you get a very exclusive DVD of all 4 episodes
No one's made it to the end.
of Killing Time.
They've
As well
stopped
as another
listening.
another little
They've
something.
stopped listening.
They're listening.
No, they're not.
I know you're listening. If you're listening, share this podcast.
Tune in next time, same bat channel. Why did I fuck up the whole Batman thing?
It's like my grandma used to say, what's one in the good for one in the bush? Fuck, I fucked that up.
Same black channel, same black bat breasts. That's no good.
We'll be doing war. An episode on war.
War. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
You know that was the original title of War and Peace.
Yeah, it was War and Peace original title. What is it good for?
Yeah, next episode. War movies, war fiction. Going to be a great episode. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, next week, Rockin' Robbie returns. Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie returns with our 4th annual Haunted Halloween Super Spooktacular
I
special.
thought you were going to say spooktacular
Oh
again.
my goodness. I did say
Yeah, I
spooktacular.
know.
The 4th time we've done this, 4th annual. Can you believe that we've made it this long? As always, thanks for listening to Pop Culture Philosophers. Check out the website, www.popculturephilosophers.com, the YouTube channel, Pop Culture Philosophers, and our Facebook, Facebook.com/Pop Culture Philosophers.
Sounds like there's a theme there.
Also, check out Killing Time, the series. Go check them out at the film festival at the Low Mill on October.
The 16th.
We appreciate you guys being here with us tonight.
Thanks
We
for
have
having
had
us.
James Donahoe,
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Kenny Hill,
Yeah.
Alex Humphrey,
It was fun, Robbie. I appreciate it.
and Richard Veda.
This was awesome, man. Thank you.
And with me has been John Holshoe. Hammer time he is.
Always.
And we are dipping out, so thanks for rocking with us.